Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tony Holowitz, and I want to describe to you what your experience is going to be if you are a new or an experienced Act software user in the year of 2020. So, longtime Act software users know that when they've had Act in the past, they have bought software that they've physically downloaded onto their computer. Well, today, when you buy Act software as a subscription, you really have a couple options. One is you can download and install Act software on your computer, but you also have the option of taking that software and uploading it to the cloud. So, in other words, you have Act on your desktop, plus you have Act in the cloud, meaning you can access all of your Act software data by going to a browser such as Google Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer. You can log in and see all of your data there as well. So an example of that is right now we are looking at my contact information in an Act database, and this is physically installed on my computer. But I'm going to bring up on the screen my Act database that is actually online via a web browser. In this case, it's Internet Explorer, in which I see exactly the same thing. So again, I'm going to flip back and I'm going to look at the desktop version and the internet version. Now, one of the things you want to know about the internet version is this. There's some subtle differences between the two. Fundamentally, it's where things are located. And I'm going to show you that in a couple seconds. But this is the exact same thing. It's just a different look and feel. Now, working on the web is different than working on your desktop in a variety of ways, which again, I'm not going to get into all the details right now, but there are some subtle differences. Here is the desktop version. And one of the things I want to draw your attention to is over here on the left-hand side, the navigation bar, we have some options that are up here on the left. If I go back to the web version, those options are not at the top, they're down on the bottom. Also, I want you to observe right up here where you see the word contacts, there's nothing really up here. There's some icons down to the right and some additional items down here on the right. When I go back to the desktop version, most of the items are right above the detail fields. They're here more on the left. So there's some subtle differences. But let's say I make a change here into this Act database that resides on my computer, on the desktop of my computer. Well, if I make changes right now, what happens is I can synchronize or send those changes up to the cloud. The cloud is really the master database. It's where all the data resides. So if I make a change here, it will synchronize up to the cloud. Now, if you have multiple users, that information will be dispersed to those individuals as they synchronize. So again, I put it here, I synchronize it, now it's in the cloud. And that is what is really valuable about this, because now you don't only have access to Act on a desktop computer, but you can access your data from any computer that has internet access in the world. You can navigate to the web address for your Act database, log in just like you'd log in to your Act database on your desktop. There's some great advantages, and it just so happens that at this time we are suffering from being isolated because of the coronavirus. Many people are working from home. In this particular situation, you would have access to your data regardless of where you are. Even if you didn't have your own personal computer, you could log in. So the great thing about this is, well, actually there's a lot of things that are great about it. But I think probably the most difficult part is just wrapping your mind around some of the options here and the ways some of the software is a little bit different when you use it in a web browser versus when you use it in the desktop version. The fundamentals are the same. The things you're going to learn or have learned in the desktop version will carry over to the web version. There's some things you have to get used to in the web version, and you can't do certain things in the web version that you can do in the desktop version. I will go through that stuff. I'm not going to go there right now. But for the most part, you really get the best of both worlds. And really, what's really excellent about this is that you can also take what you're seeing in the web version and access this on tablets, iPads, iPhones. There's an app called Act Companion that is part of your subscription when you're an Act subscriber, which gives you your data to you on your phone. Also, because it's in the cloud, you have a backup. So there's some great advantages, but I just wanted to give you a first look and just a rough idea of what you're going to see when you have Act in the web and Act on your desktop. And again, let's go back to the desktop. Subtle differences. Let's go to the web. Very subtle differences. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being here. I greatly appreciate your time. You have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye now.